Welcome back for week 4 of What Do You Think with N Behr. How's it been?
It's been great, man. How about you?
Good, good. I'm excited for week 4. We have the first bye week coming up, so there's only 15 games we'll be talking about today. I'll start us off. We got Philadelphia going to see Green Bay. I think with the run game, the pass game, Rodgers is going to air it out against the Phillies' weak secondary. I like Rodgers at home with Green Bay. Rock, what do you think?
Well, LaShawn Jeffries is back. Philly thinks they're 2 plays from being unbeaten.
Okay.
The defensive backfield is weak. Packers are at home. It's a national game. You got to take Aaron Rodgers. You got to take the Packers to cover the 4.5.
Packers to cover. Nice. The next game, we got Cleveland going to see Baltimore, an interdivision rivalry. Cleveland has a lot to prove. Baltimore has more to prove. Smart Lamar is going to win the game for Baltimore. I like Baltimore. Rock, what do you think?
Well, I don't think Freddie Kitchens can coach. I don't think he knows how to use these guys. I think they have a very mobile quarterback. Baltimore does. Mayfield's throwing on the run. He just doesn't seem like he has it. They'd have a better chance at home. But I'm taking Baltimore to cover the 6 and obviously win outright.
Alrighty. Moving on to a big game down south. Carolina, after putting up some big points last week, going to see Houston. Both teams had really high sack numbers. 8 sacks for Carolina last week against Kyler Murray, who's quick and mobile. We'll see how Deshaun Watson can hang. He's pretty elusive. Houston also had 5 sacks. Houston at home is the favorite. I'm taking Carolina. I like Allen. He's spreading the ball around, 4 touchdowns. I don't think Houston has an answer for that. I like Carolina. Rock, what do you think?
Well, other than that heartbreaking loss to New Orleans, Houston's been playing great ball. Now they are at home. Carolina seems to be revived with the no Cam Newton. I think Houston's going to win and cover, but not by a lot.
All right. So
Okay.
the first game we're different on. It
All
should be
right,
interesting.
there you go.
So we have another Allen, Keenan Allen. He's been the show at the Chargers. He's been getting all the looks. He's going to win the game for him again. Miami can't stop him. They have no chance unless some miracle happens for them. I like the Chargers big. Rock, what do you think?
Well, keep in mind this: Miami 0-3, but they've lost to Dallas.
Yep.
They've lost to New England, and they've lost to Baltimore.
Tough card.
Yeah, like all those teams are 3-0. 16.5 is way too much. Chargers win, but in a close one.
Okay. Yeah, Chargers by 10, I think, is a pretty safe play.
Maybe closer, but go ahead, man.
All right, New England at Buffalo. New England, do I need to say anything?
Well,
I think they're strong. Buffalo's defense is good, but they're not good enough. New England's defense is just as good, if not better. I like New England. Rock, what do you think?
Well, New England's 4-1 against the spread, which is 7. Baltimore at home, they played Cincy, the Giants, and the Jets. New England's played the Jets, Miami, and Pittsburgh. So neither team's played anybody that's really any good. Of course, there's not a lot of good teams yet.
Sure.
But I'm going to have to take New England to cover the 7, but not much more.
Alrighty. So we're the same on that one. Henry got shut out last week on Tennessee. They're going to see Atlanta. Tennessee has their plates full. They actually had 9 sacks allowed against them last week, so Atlanta's defense should have a chance to step up. I like Atlanta big in week 3. Week 4, what do you think?
Well, everyone thought Tennessee, they beat Cleveland opening day at Cleveland, and they beat them good, right?
Yeah.
And so everyone's thinking, okay, yeah, Tennessee. And then they go ahead and they lose to the Colts and to Jacksonville. I get to say it first.
Okay.
All right. So I'm gonna go with Atlanta at home -4.5. Too many tools, and Matty Ice. Atlanta's a surprise at 1-2 in the first place.
Yeah, he's due for a game with no interceptions. He's been giving the ball away.
Atlanta big by 10.
Atlanta big at home. We like it.
All right.
So here's my upset for this week. I got Oakland going to see Indy. I like Oakland. Is if they win on 3rd down. Carr has looked good. Jacobs has looked strong. T.Y. Hilton is questionable. It's going to be a shootout, but I like Oakland. Rock, what do you think?
Well, Oakland outrushed Kansas City. They outpassed Minnesota on the road. They're not as bad as people think. I like your pick. I like the Raiders with the 6.5, but not to win outright.
Okay, so they'll cover, but maybe
Cincinnati squeaker. I'm sorry.
Maybe Indy by 3.
Indy by 3.
Indy by 3.
Yeah.
Okay, that could happen. That's very possible. So we got Case in a boot. Are they going to play the rookie? Washington with a lot of question marks. I think they'll take a W against the Giants because no bark, no bite. Rock, I'm taking Washington. What do you think?
Oh, I'm the other way there. I mean, last week, Shepard and, Ingram had really big numbers. Jones put up 336 yards, 2 touchdowns, and they did win that game by a shanked field goal and a few missed extra points.
Tampa Bay couldn't get it through the uprights.
But Case Keenum just doesn't have it. Washington can't block. I like the Giants. They're actually favored, believe it or not. And I like them to cover the 3 and win at home.
Yeah, you got to be a favorite against an 0-3 team at home, but that's why I'm taking the upset. Moving on, Kansas City. They're too good. They're going to outscore Detroit. Detroit has good coaching, good defense. They have the home field advantage, but I like KC by a touchdown, maybe a little bit more. They're going to air it out a lot against Detroit's defense. Rock, what do you think?
I'm liking KC also. I don't think they're going to cover the 6.5. Detroit is at home. They're 2-0-1. And to be honest with you, Kansas City, really, other than playing Baltimore, and I think they're due for an emotional letdown because that was a mighty big win.
Sure.
So I'm going to take Kansas City, but it's going to be close. It's going to be a close
Kansas
one.
City close, okay. I got another upset. I got Barrett's Bucks going to see the Rams. If the Tampa Bay can get it through the uprights, if they can kick the ball, and Winston doesn't turn it over like he's been doing, he's looked pretty good. I like him against the Rams. The Rams have the 3rd worst pass protection, so Tampa Bay should have another big sack week. I like Tampa Bay with the upset. Rock, what do you think?
Well, I like the better coach. I like the home team. I like Donald to pick up some sacks, and I like the Rams big.
Rams big, okay, we're different on that one. We'll see. We have another big game going on out west. We have the Russell Wilson show going against Arizona. Arizona had an upsetting loss. They can't stop a tight end. They allowed 8 sacks last week. Seattle's going to be in their face. Russell's going to do what he does best. Seattle big time, what do you think?
Well, Seattle is upset with that home loss versus Pittsburgh, and I think they're going to come in with a little chip on their shoulder. Pardon me?
Versus New Orleans.
Versus New Orleans. I'm so sorry, fans.
Too many seasons.
Getting old. Okay. Yeah. No, Seattle comes in and they win that game big.
Yep, we're on the same page with that one. So we got Minnesota going to see the Bears. Minnesota wants to run like they've been doing all season. If they can establish the run, then maybe they can get some nice passes downfield to Thielen. I like Minnesota taking the game against the Bears. Bears have great defense, but I don't trust Trubisky. Brock, what do you think?
Well, I agree with about Trubinsky. That said, Kirk Cousins, just like Case Keenum, has no wheels. So look for the Bears, look for their defense to get 3 or 4 turnovers, and look for them to win the game. It's only -3. I think the Bears at home, they'll be all fired up. They'll win by 10.
Okay, so the Bears a home game will win. I think if they get 3 or 4 turnovers going their way, that could happen, but we agree to disagree. So Mustache Mania, Jacksonville, going against sackless Denver. These teams couldn't be more opposite in their defense. Jacksonville, mega sacks. Their defense looks tough. Denver is sackless on the season. Flacco's in trouble and Mile High. I'm taking Jacksonville on the road. Rock, what do you think?
No wheels, Flacco. No offense. No Von Miller. What's wrong? What's wrong with Denver? John Elway's got to be sitting over there scratching his head, going, "What the heck can I do with this team?" I think Jacksonville, while they're a 3-point favorite, underdog. I think Jacksonville wins by 10.
Sure. Yeah, I think I don't know who's making these lines, but Jacksonville sounds like the right play there, unless I'm missing something. All right, the big game, Dallas, New Orleans. I want to make a bold statement and say the Cowboys have the best offense in the NFL right now, based on some stats, but mostly based on their offensive lines, giving Dak the time that he needs to make the plays downfield. New Orleans, good offense, good coaching, but can the defense hang with the Cowboys' offense? I don't think so. I like Dallas on the road. Rock, what do you think?
All right, now, first of all, Sean Payton, better coach, home team, no Drew Brees, Teddy Bridgewater with wheels. Now, the Cowboys held them to 10 points last year at home, and this year they have Witten and they have Cobb,
Yeah, more
and
tools.
they've got an improved defense. So everything points to the Cowboys. The intangibles.
However,
the intangibles. Dak's never played in the dome with all that noise. You notice he always bark signals and he's doing this and that and all that.
Who Dat Nation will be out big.
Who Dat Nation will be ready to rumble, and that's the Sunday night game. And I'm going to take the outright upset, and I'm going with Who Dat?
Going with the Saints. Okay, we're different again on that one. That's 5. That's going on 4 or 5 for us different this week. So a Monday night game, that 0-3 versus 0-3 interdivision. It could be a yawner. I think Pittsburgh's defense stepped up last week with 5 takeaways, but couldn't get the W. I think they have a chip on their shoulder. Cool stats, since I like superstitions. Monday night, when Steelers are at home, 16-0 on Monday night. They haven't lost since 1992. Rock, what do you think?
Well,
I'm taking Pittsburgh. Rock, what do you think?
Quite a bit has to do with Ben Roethlisberger, who's of course out.
Sure.
This will be a pressure game for Rudolph, national TV. You got to remember this: Cincinnati, the teams that they lost to are 5-1. That would include Buffalo, Baltimore, and Seattle. So I'm calling the heck with the 16-0 tradition. I'm going with Cincinnati to win this one outright.
Ready to break the streak. Okay, well.
All streaks are made to be broken. I mean,
Okay.
come on, man.
I don't think it's this week, but we'll see. So that's 5 different for us. That sounds like a pretty interesting week ahead. Be sure to comment down below if you liked our picks or have any disagreements or any kind of rebuttal. Like and subscribe to follow us on next week's show for week 5. Rock and Bear signing out for week 4.
All right, see you for week 5, and good luck, everybody.
Adios.